Hi guys, it's me Faye here and I'm with Harmony.
Hello!
And we're doing another video for my bite-sized spirituality series.
Can I put that on?
If you want. And we're in the temple again and Harmony's stealing my scarf, as you do. And in this video we're going to be talking about vibrational frequencies. And for me, I like to sort of think of vibrational frequencies as sort of like, everyone sort of has like a different sort of like frequency or like wavelength, or because that's like what makes the world sort of like unique, is that everyone's sort of like their sort of like level that they radiate. That sounds like nuclear. Okay. I don't know, but
radiate sounds fine.
I just keep thinking like
secrete.
I just keep thinking like a nuclear explosion or something. But yeah, okay. For lack of a better word, I'll use radiate. But every sort of person has their own sort of like level they radiate, or like sort of like their own like wavelength. You want to think of like an old like radio or something, and you sort of like meet when you go through your life and like meet different people. There's sort of like people that you like click with, so to speak, that you're sort of like on a like same or like a very sort of like similar like frequency or wavelength, and that can be like in a variety of like different sort of like relationships or whatever. It could be like soulmates or like lovers or best friends, or like even like family or teachers or like guides, or like anything basically. And then obviously there are people that you sort of don't click with, and you're on completely different like frequencies or wavelengths, and you may sort of like, I don't know, you don't, just because you don't click with someone, it doesn't mean that you don't sort of like, I don't know, respect or admire their sort of like frequency. It's just like different to yours. I mean, I personally sort of think that we're sort of like quite on a similar sort of like frequency. I don't know if you sort of
yeah.
I don't know, I do definitely always sort of feel quite like inspired like when I'm like around you. I don't know why, like I do sort of like your sort of like frequency or like wavelength, where sort of like, I don't know, it's sort of like almost like bounces off me. I don't know, I can't like explain it. It's like I just like, I don't know, get like a good like positive like vibe, if that makes sense. And that's why I always like, I don't know, I just feel like, especially since as we've become like better friends, it's like a really nice sort of like, I don't know, pick me up, I suppose. Like when I'm sort of not feeling too like inspired or like creative or whatever, like I don't know, like when you sort of like, especially when you're starting new projects, like I said to you earlier, like I always sort of like, I don't know, like I feel your energy and I'm like, I want to start something new, I want to like do something different or like revamp something or something like that. And that's why I think I was drawn to your videos when you very first started doing like Wicca videos and stuff, and when I first like started watching them and stuff, like I did sort of like,
when was that?
Trying to think, it was quite a while ago. It wasn't when you were very first on there, I started watching YouTube videos then. It's probably like 2011 maybe. So sort of like a couple of years after you'd started them, but that was when I first started watching YouTube videos and stuff. And I don't know, I just always sort of like, I liked like your like style of videos and like your ideas and stuff, and it just sort of like resonated with me or whatever. And when we started like talking like on Facebook and stuff, and I was just like, oh, this is so cool. Like, it's just like, I don't know, I can't really like put it into words, but if you sort of like, I don't know, have like a friend or someone that you sort of like, I don't know, feel like inspires you or whatever, you'll sort of know like what I mean, or what I'm trying to, not very good, like put into words, not very elegantly.
Well, I have a different view of vibrational frequencies, if you don't mind.
If you don't mind.
We all give off vibrations, but I don't see them as being temporary, as being permanent at all. I see them as being very temporary. And going on what you were just saying, we all give off lower or higher vibrational frequencies at different times based on what we're feeling. Inspiration is a very high vibrational frequency, and you know, depression or low mood or anything like that is very low vibrational frequency. So in my view, two vibrational frequencies cannot exist in the same space at the same time because they clash. So what will happen is, say you're really depressed and you have a very low vibrational frequency, and I'm really inspired and I'm really creative and I'm really happy, so my vibrational frequency is really high. we will get together and the two cannot exist. So I will either bring you up to a point where you feel really happy and really inspired and really creative, or your vibrational frequency would either bring mine down to a point where I feel really low. And do you know what I mean? And that's why sometimes when you're around depressing people, as we call them, or like toxic people, they bring you down to their level, even though you've promised yourself you won't let that happen. And it's not a case of you not having the willpower to kind of pull yourself away from that. It's a case of their vibrational frequency is so strong in what they're putting off that you can't actually break away from that and have your higher vibrational frequency at the same time in the same space. And that's why they always bring you down. Or when you have people that you associate with this certain energy, like let's say you went to a concert or something to see, I don't even know who's famous at the moment.
Oh, dear.
I was going to say Britney Spears, but she's probably not famous right now.
Well, she's still doing touring, I think.
Is she? Well, we'll say Miley Cyrus. So let's say you go to a concert to see Miley Cyrus, who is bouncing around and shaking her ass, and you know, there's that really, really high vibrational frequency that she's giving off from the performance, and that will affect everybody in the crowd, even grumpy people that didn't want to go but just went with their friend, or like went with a girlfriend or something like that. They will still get hit by that high vibrational frequency. And that's why when you go to something like that, you'll feel much higher when you leave. Or if you go and you see an orchestra play or an opera or something like that, and you don't even understand the music, it's not your type of music, or you don't understand what the opera is about or anything, you'll still leave with a higher vibrational frequency, because that's what's coming from those people, that's what's coming from the performance, and that's what's getting passed around the theatre. And you can't really be in your own bubble away from that. It's impossible.
So do you think that's why they say, like, like the term sort of like opposites attract comes from, do you think? Possibly.
Quite possibly, because when they come together, they find a balance.
It's like yin and yang, isn't it? Like the light and dark. So is that? So I suppose that sort of, I guess that sort of makes sense in a way. So do you think maybe another reason why certain people don't like, I don't know, click or gel or whatever you want to use is because their vibrational frequency is to the same? Do you think that's another possibility?
I don't think that's really got anything to do with it. I don't think it's necessarily vibrational frequency that stop. I mean, this is just my opinion. I don't know. But I don't think that vibrational frequency has anything to do with whether you click with a certain person or not, because their vibrational frequency can be so different depending on what they've been through that day or what's going on. I definitely think when you feel that click with a person, it can be affected. It can be, the vibrational frequency can be an addition to that, because you come to this same place of realisation and your vibrational frequencies kind of match. So I think that can definitely be an addition, but I don't think that opposite vibrational frequencies are why you dislike people, because it won't stay there.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. At some point they're gonna match, or at least they will bring you down slightly, you will bring them up slightly, and you will find a balance in between that you're both kind of content with.
That's an interesting thought. Well, we sort of I'd love to know anyway what your thoughts are on the topic. And I mean, I haven't actually done that much research on it. It's only really not really something I've ever really properly thought about. It's only sort of been more like recently, I guess since our like friendship, I suppose I've sort of been thinking like about how different people and their different like frequencies and stuff can like affect you and things. And it is definitely something that I'd want to like research more. And I don't even know I assume there's probably like books and stuff. I mean, do you know if there's like books and stuff on the topic, or like within the topic?
I've never found a book, but I've never looked for one. I've never read a book specifically about vibrational frequencies. I've read about vibrational frequencies in other books or online, but I've never bought a book specifically about vibrational frequencies. But there quite possibly is them. I've just never looked for one myself.
I think it's quite interesting. It's definitely something I think that in the future I want to research more. It's just something that I thought would be good for this series, just to throw out there for you guys to think about and let us know your thoughts and stuff. And we will see you very soon. Bye.